Last night on MasterChef Australia, Billy's dessert looked sweet.
What a beautiful looking plate.
But it wasn't sweet enough.
I'm sorry to say, you're out.
I'm feeling calm and relaxed, actually. I'm leaving the competition now totally satisfied with what I've achieved.
Tonight, Danny takes on the celebrity MasterChef champion.
I can't believe that Eamon Sullivan is going to be cooking up against me, little old me.
Hi.
The race for gold has Danny treading water.
Maybe I put too much cocoa powder in
a battle where every minute counts.
This is game on with Amon.
But can Danny get there first?
I scored your dish.
I was lucky enough to win the challenge for His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
That's very good.
And now I get to fight for immunity again. I've won an immunity pin before, so I don't think there's any reason why I can't win a second one. My game plan for today is just to keep calm, keep focused, keep a smile on my face and have fun.
Danny, I want to welcome you to the second last immunity challenge of the year. If you win immunity today, it almost guarantees you a spot in the finals week. And we know it's a possibility.
This year, you contestants have risen to the occasion and proven to us that the immunity pin is achievable. Hayden's won immunity.
8.
2 weeks ago, Danny, you took out immunity. And last week, Ellie won immunity.
Oh my God.
Today, you have the chance to do what no other MasterChef contestant has ever done before, to win immunity twice in one season. Can you do it?
Definitely.
I think Danny is a perfect candidate to win immunity. When she's in a mindset like she is today, she can cook anything.
We have a very special guest with us today. She's worked in top Michelin-star restaurants in Europe, and she's spun her magic in some of the most renowned restaurants in Australia. Please welcome the amazing pastry chef, Philippa Sibley.
Danny, winning gold is never easy, but today you're going to need a personal best to pick up that 24-carat immunity. We have lined up for you a man whose determination and commitment to winning is second to none in this country. He's the Olympic swimmer and celebrity MasterChef champion, Eamon Sullivan.
I can't believe that Eamon Sullivan, the winner of Celebrity MasterChef, is going to be cooking up against me, little old me.
I'm Eamon Sullivan, Olympic swimmer and Celebrity MasterChef winner.
Come over here, you win the inaugural MasterChef trophy.
My passion for food really started with sport, wanting to know what I'm putting into my body to make sure I'm getting enough energy for training. But since being on Celebrity MasterChef,
That is absolutely stunning.
It's the sort of dessert that you can see coming out in a three-hat restaurant.
my passion's really exploded from there.
10.
10.
I gave you 10 out of 10 as well.
And now I'm opening a cafe, Louis Baxter's in Perth. I get to express a bit of myself and my creativity on the menu there. I don't like losing the pool. I certainly don't like losing the kitchen, so there's no way I'm going to lose today.
Hi. That's how you want to play it.
Danny, how do you feel? Confident or nervous?
It's actually quite strange to be cooking against an Olympian, but, you know, I think that I can still beat him, for sure. I've been in here for months now. This is my kitchen now.
You haven't seen Eamon cook. He is incredible. But you're right. It is your kitchen, it is your turf, and that shouldn't be underestimated.
Eamon, Danny, you're on the starting blocks. We're expecting a fantastic race. Gary, we'll leave it up to you. We're out of here. Good luck.
Thank you.
Danny, I'll give you a little clue. This dish is one of Eamon's tried and tested recipes, and it is delicious. Why don't you come closer? And Eamon, I think you can do the honours.
Right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The dish that we're both going to be cooking today, the one that secured my MasterChef title. Chocolate Delice.
It's good.
This is the dreaded chocolate delice that Eamon won 3 perfect 10s for. This is a perfect dish and I have to replicate it.
Pretty much every layer has a really big pressure point. Firstly, the caramel layer. You really want to make sure it's salty, but not too salty. The creme brulee has to be cooked well. And finally, the chocolate glaze. If it's not thin enough, it's not going to coat it so evenly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to dig in on the other side. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Tasting the dish, it's very beautiful. You can really taste every layer.
It's really yummy. That's so good. It really is.
Thank you.
Oh, mate. That's making my neck tingle. That's, oh, that's gorgeous.
Looking at this dessert, I think the most difficult part is going to be making sure that the layers are defined and that it doesn't just slop all over the plate once it's all put together.
Here are the rules. Danny, there is no time advantage. Everything that you need is at your bench, including the recipe. You've got 1 hour and 50 minutes to produce that beautiful dessert. Eamon, you get no recipe.
I was slightly worried that I don't have the recipe. In pastry cooking, if you don't get the measurements right, things don't work.
Danny, you want that immunity pin, everything to fight for. Your 1 hour and 50 minutes starts now.
It is critical that I get every single element of this dessert spot on. I know that it's going to be hard, but I'm going to give it my best shot. The first thing I do is get started on the creme brulee. So heating up the milk, whisking the egg yolks and the sugar together, and then putting them in a bain-marie to bake for around 15 minutes.
To make the biscuit base, you put flour, sugar, salt, eggs, butter in a blender. Slow down.
Eamon starts putting all the ingredients in the big food processor. Doesn't realise that the blade from the mini stick blender has gone into the food processor. Turns it on. Eamon definitely hasn't had a good start. It's almost like diving off the blocks and losing the togs.
Danny's competing against Eamon Sullivan, cooking his famous chocolate delice recipe.
Danny, the clocks are ticking and this is game on with Eamon. You've got 75 minutes to go.
pretty good right now. My brulee's finished baking and now I just have to put it into the blast chiller. The next element I move on to is the chocolate mousse. I'm pouring the cocoa powder in and I feel like I'm putting so much in.
That's a big bowl of cocoa, which to me looks a little more than the 60 grams that's in the recipe.
The base mix for Danny's chocolate mousse looks so incredibly different to Eamon's. Eamon's looks thin and smooth. Danny's looks quite thick. She can't even pass it through a sieve.
Maybe I put too much cocoa powder in.
I don't have time to waste and I don't want to present something I'm not happy with, so I'm going to make the chocolate mousse again. Second time round, I'm double checking the measurements for the chocolate mousse. I do not want to get it wrong, and it's coming together pretty well.
Danny, it's time to throw your floaties away and do some freestyle. You've got 1 hour to go.
I've left my creme brulee in the oven for 35 minutes. I think that's the right time, but I don't have the recipe. Looking at it, I think it could be overcooked.
The recipe says to cook the creme brulee for 15 to 20 minutes, and Eamon's has been in there for about 40, so it's double the time. It's not going to be right.
I take it out and put it into the blast chiller to get it frozen.
Eamon's big problem here is that he's getting his brulee into the blast chiller a full 15 minutes after Danny. I don't think he's going to get it set in time.
Melting white chocolate, it should be the easiest thing that I can do. Shit. But I turn around and I've managed to burn the white chocolate.
What am I doing? Oh my God. I'm really sorry.
What are you throwing on the floor, Danny? You got to serve it up to the judges.
I'm walking away from this white chocolate disaster for a while and I'm getting on with my caramel.
I think you've both been thrown in the deep end. You've got 30 minutes to go.
I've made plenty of caramels before, but I've never made a caramel in this way.
Amy, should it be off the heat when you whisk in the cream?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit uncertain about how far I should really take it so it becomes a really nice dark caramel and that it is a nice balance of toffee and salt.
One big thing I learned from being on MasterChef is tasting things as you go. You got to make sure everything tastes good before you serve it. And I'm really paying attention with this caramel because you want it to be nice and salty.
Tasting my caramel, my gut feeling is it's not right.
Please be frozen. There's less than 20 minutes left and I've got no time to leave the creme brulee to freeze any longer. I have to start assembling this no matter what.
The creme brulee needs to be frozen before Eamon puts it on the biscuit base. But Eamon looks like he's having trouble. It's not frozen enough. So back in the blast chiller it goes.
Danny's cutting her creme brulee and you can tell it's spot on. It's, you know, solid. And she's cutting through it, chunk straight through with the biscuit cutter. It's a perfect round.
Eamon's getting his brulee out of the freezer again.
Oh, dramas.
But I don't think it's been in there for long enough to actually set. I'm not sure it's going to work at all.
The key thing when you're assembling the chocolate delice is to make sure every layer is even. But the creme brulee is a little bit too thick, so I try to cut a bit of that off.
While he's trying to slim down this creme brulee, it just seems to be melting in his hands.
I pretty much savage the creme brulee because it needs to be thin enough so that I can get a chocolate mousse layer on top of that.
Guys, you've got to get it together. 10 minutes to go.
Need to now get the chocolate mousse around the biscuit and the creme brulee. The best way to do that would be to pipe it in and pop it quickly into the blast freezer.
There's less than 10 minutes to go as I put the chocolate delice back in the freezer. It needs to really set rock hard before I glaze it, otherwise it's going to melt. I think I'm going to be pushing it for time.
The door.
Eamon, the blast chiller door.
It kind of feels like Eamon has completely forgot about the pressure of the MasterChef kitchen.
It's really getting to him.
I'm seriously worried. I can see this challenge slipping away from me.
Come on, let's go. 5 minutes to go. Danny, you can do it. Push it.
Guys, let's go. Come on, Danny.
I can't believe how much both of them still have to do. You can see the pressure building.
It looks like Danny's glaze is a little bit better. Hers is really glossy and shiny and coating that beautiful delice really well.
I now need to pop the chocolate glaze into the blast freezer just to let it firm up for, 30 seconds to a minute.
Down to the wire, both of you. Are you going to finish? 2 minutes to go. Come on.
It's now time to use that dreaded white chocolate. Luckily, it worked out okay on my second attempt. It's now time to pipe my white chocolate onto the glaze, which is set perfectly.
There's not long to go, and I noticed that my chocolate delice is starting to fall apart. If it's not set enough, and this glaze is going to bring the whole thing down. The only thing I can do is work as quick as I can and try and get it back into the fridge so that the chocolate mousse doesn't fall all the way down the plate.
What are you doing? 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. You're going to put it on the plate. I don't think he realises that there's only 30 seconds to go.
Come on, Eamon, what are you doing?
So I run back to my bench, throw some almonds on it.
Come on, guys, this is it. Get it on the plate. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Well done.
I'm really surprised that it all came together because there were so many things that could have gone really, really wrong for me.
I looked down at my final dish and, to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed.
My dish is going to be plate number 1 and the judges will be tasting it first.
Well, I recognise this dish. This is the chocolate delice that Eamon cooked in the finale of Celebrity MasterChef. It scored him perfect 10s.
I think it's a pretty good job. The glaze is nice and shiny.
I can tell you straight away that the caramel's probably not caramelised enough.
Sounds good. Thank you. You were right about the caramel. I think the caramel's a bit, it's under. It's a bit condensed milky and it's really thick. Like it's not a sauce, it's more like a glue. But all the other elements are lovely.
The brulee and the chocolate mousse and the ganache. Ganache is perfect, you can see the shininess of it.
Well, what I love about it is that when you cut it open, you get that really lovely sense of there's a caramel at the bottom, there's that crunchy biscuit, that's really smooth, creamy custard, a very light, airy mousse, and then that quite dark and quite intense ganache. Well, let's score plate 1 then. Sadly, there's been a bit of a landslide there.
It's very unfortunate, you know, that the side of it has collapsed.
That's good, nice crunch. Absolutely love that caramel. It's got that wonderful, almost soury bitterness that really good homemade honeycomb has got.
I actually like the mousse. The chocolate mousse to me is that beautiful, silky smooth.
But the brulee layer, it's not quite as silky, it's not as velvety as plate one.
I can now reveal that plate number 1 was made by Danny. That means plate number 2 was Eamon's. Eamon, you're our guest today in the kitchen, so let's find out what the judges scored your dish first. Matt Moran?
Eamon, I scored your dish 8 out of 10. Unfortunately, a little bit of a slide. Loved the caramel, you know, perfectly cooked. And that chocolate mousse to me was silky as. Well done.
And Philippa?
Eamon, I scored your dish. Also an 8 out of 10.
Eamon, great score so far, 16 out of a possible 30. Matt, what did you score Eamon's dish?
Eamon, I scored your dish 8 out of 10.
3 8s. It's worse than 3 10s, but I'll take it.
Eamon, fantastic scores. 24 out of a possible 30. 8s from the judges.
24 out of 30 is one of those scores that can be beaten, but it's difficult to beat.
Philippa, what did you score Danny's dish?
Danny, I scored your dish 8 out of 10. Danny, the creme brulee layer was so silky and delicious, and the definition of the layers was fantastic. Really good job.
Thanks.
Matt Moran, what did you score Danny's dish?
Danny, I scored your dish 8 out of 10. Caramel wasn't great, but the brulee and the mousse, the layers, were exquisite.
There is a small part of me that wants to believe that I can win, for the first time in MasterChef history, a second immunity pin.
Danny, 2 great scores, 2 8s. That means you need 8 or more from Matt Preston to secure that immunity.
The immunity pin at this point in the competition pretty much guarantees her a spot in the finals. And that's a big deal.
Matt, do you want to reveal your score?
I scored your dish.
Please, Matt, please. All I need is an 8.
9 out of 10.
You've beaten Eamon by 1 point, and you've won that beautiful immunity pin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Eamon, is it tough being defeated on a dish that you did so well at?
Yeah, it is hard not scoring as well as I did the first time I did it, but I know where I made my mistakes, and I think Danny is a deserving winner.
Well, Danny, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to give you this beautiful pin. Eamon, do you mind doing the
It'd be my pleasure.
honours?
Where am I putting it?
Thanks very
Well
much.
done, Danny.
Well done, Dave.
Danny, I have to tell you that no one in the history of MasterChef has ever won 2 immunity pins.
Okay.
And I think at this point in the competition, it's a fairly powerful weapon.
Yeah, definitely.
Danny winning the immunity pin at this stage in the competition is a real game changer.
Eamon Sullivan, thank you so much for coming to the MasterChef kitchen and putting your cooking prowess once again on the line. Next time we're in Subiaco, Perth, we'll come and see you at Louis Baxter's. And of course, we're expecting a gold at the Olympics 2012 in London.
No pressure.
So, thanks so much indeed.
Thanks for having me.
Losing really isn't in athletes' vocabulary, but we give credit where credit's due, and Danny did an amazing job today.
Good luck for the rest.
Contestants, I think you better come down and grab the girl of the moment and get back to the house.
Well done.
I think she should give it to me. I haven't even had a chance to go up for immunity, let alone win one, and she's won 2.
Winning this pin might prove to the other contestants that I'm in the right zone right now and I can win the title of Australia's next MasterChef.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
You'll be delivering first-class food for real first-class passengers.
It's the final team challenge of the season. First, the red team,
Sorry, the bun's burnt.
and then the blue team
Gosh, I don't know what I'm doing here.
will take over the Qantas First Lounge kitchen
Move your butts.
for 90 minutes of short-order mayhem.
You got dockets everywhere.
I know.
Let's get it up. Come on. I really need a lava cake, yeah?
Yes, chef.
I don't know if I've ever seen Hayden quite so stressed.
For the winning team, the best reward yet.
The first 3 through to our top 5.
But the losers will face elimination.